Hello, 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 YouTube. It is me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another Rotten Tomatoes month where I review movies that got a 60% to 100% in that ratio. Nothing higher, nothing lower, because there's nothing higher than a 100, and there's not, and lower than a 60 is a rotten. So we're sticking with positives here. We're still. This is a 1968 adventure sci-fi movie, the classic, the greatest, the best of the entire franchise. I don't think anybody can deny that I've seen this film. The original Planet of the Apes. Yes, I've never seen the remake yet. I have no interest. I'm going to probably watch it once, but I'm not going to own it. And I've seen all the sequels after this one from the original series. I've never seen the CGI movies because the creatures look fake to me. I'm not invested in the cast. It's like they change the cast in every movie. So here I'm more invested because this is the classic, untouchable movie that got an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's obviously the highest rated. And this is a G movie in the 1960s. This is when G movies were starting to get a little bit more adult. Because this film is dead serious. If you've never seen the original Planet of the Apes, please see it. If you're doing yourself a disservice by seeing the CGI ones and thinking those are the best, that they'll never be touched. This is better. This is the classic. This is what started it all. This spawned many sequels, a TV show, a cartoon, I believe, even a porn parody, which I don't want to get to. If you want to see that, Decker Shadow reviewed it a long time ago. But yeah, this is a simple plot where Charlton Heston has got a great cast, by the way. Charlton Heston, not a big fan of his, but he's a good actor for what when he was around. A bewildered astronaut named Taylor crash lands on a strange planet ruled by talking apes, not monkeys, apes, who use a primitive race of humans for experimentation and sport. Soon, Taylor's survival depends on the kindness of chimpanzee scientists Cornelius and Zira, Roddy McDowell and Kim Hunter. They're great together. Their chemistry on screen is unmatched by the CGI apes that do sign language, and they're not there. They're just people doing stop motion. This is real actors, real makeup effects, real costumes. They're actually on screen. They're not done with a computer. I prefer that. I know people are going to say that's old school, but that's the way I like to see my creatures. I like to see real animals or people in costumes or, animatronic, something that I can actually see. When it's CGI, I'm like, this is just taking me out of it. Yes, I like the CGI Kong in Kong Skull Island and the Peter Jackson movie, but he's freaking huge. These apes are supposed to be the size of real apes, and they're not real. I don't buy it. It just looks so tedious. It's like Avatar with apes. But here, this is people with prosthetic makeup. You have gorillas, you have chimpanzees, and you got Dr. Zaius, the evil one of this franchise. I think he's an orangutan, yeah. And yeah, he's a bastard. He doesn't like anybody. He's the leader of the apes, and he doesn't want humans there because he's like, oh, they're inferior to us. We own their ass. And his escape in the Forbidden Zone, where he uncovers a devastating secret that may hold the key to his own destiny. Yeah, I'm not spoiling the ending for this. I know a lot of people have. It's over 50 years old, and it's a shocking twist that nobody saw coming. And yeah, the film looks great. Who directed this? The first one. It was uh screenplay. Franklin J. Schaffner. He directed this. The film looks fantastic. The makeup effects are well done. They've aged very well. People are like, oh, they look so fake. It's just prosthetics and makeup and wigs and things done with the hands. I'm like, it looks better than the CGI. I'm sorry. That's what I think is more realistic when it's done with this instead of this. Anybody can type a computer and make a CGI animal, but a real artist can make someone look like an animal with their hands. Just saying. But yeah, the film has a very good plot. I mean, it's very interesting. There are some things that bother me in the film. The film is a little bit too long. I know this is the first movie, but it's an hour and 12 minutes. I think there's a lot of filler in the movie. There's some slow spots in the beginning. I would say the expedition should be 5 minutes. They don't need to take a half hour till we get to the apes. because it just takes too long. It feels like it's a very slow moving movie. If you've never seen a slow sci-fi movie like Alien or 2001: A Space Odyssey or Interstellar or a movie like this, you're gonna don't expect to see an ape until like at least a third of the movie. That's what what I have a problem with. Also, there's some partial nudity I don't need to see in the movie. I know this is the 60s, so they were kind of like getting, nudity was starting to be in more films, but I didn't want to see Charleston Heston naked. I'm sorry. I know him and his crew are swimming in a watering hole, but I don't want to see that. Thank God they didn't show his schlong because I would have just shut it off because I don't want to see that. There's a, that's just something that my mom hated that. It's like, oh my God, they show his butt. Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. It's not. It's just it's not needed, especially in the 1960s. Also, the film, like I said, is it's pretty slow. So if you're expecting wall to wall action, there's not really that much. It's mostly in the second half of the film. And there's some memorable lines in the movie. Get your damn hands off me, you damn dirty ape. And there's damn you all to hell at the end of the movie, which when he's on the beach. There's a beautiful girl, a native girl in the movie that's a brunette. I forgot her name. I think it's no, it doesn't say. Linda Harrison is Nova. Yeah, she's very beautiful. I think she's a knockout in the movie. She definitely leaves an impression. She's like a cave girl. You also have Maurice Evans, James Whitmore, and James Daly. And like I said, this is a classic. It gets the highest rating on IMDb. It's the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the most respected. It's a movie of its time that can never be duplicated because they tried to remake this in 2001 with Marky Mark talking like this and with CGI, not the apes themselves, but the effects, and it just looks dated. This is a classic. I'm gonna keep saying this from now until the end of this decade. You cannot do better than what was made in the past. If the movie in the past is a classic and it's good and it stands on its own 2 feet, you can't do it better. Sorry, you can't. Star Wars is a classic. You can't do it better. They tried with the rehash trilogy and it's not working. Star Trek, the original films, the original series is a classic. You can't do better. The original Ghostbusters. You did a reboot with women and it didn't work. Not because they were women, because it wasn't funny. And it's not going to hold up. Then Planet of the Apes. You got the original. The remake came out in 2001 and nobody remembers it. And Tim Burton did a bad job. And what I saw in the film, I'm like, yeah, good makeup effects, good actors, but they're wasted in a script that's just uneven and doesn't have the tone that this movie has. This movie's dead serious. There's no comedy in it. There's no monkeying around. No, there's none of that here. This is dead serious. It's a story that still holds up. It looks great. It's got no CG. It's got all makeup effects, all practical. And like I said, the twist ending, nobody saw it coming. But it's worth a watch. The classic Planet of the Apes movie. I haven't reviewed it because I was waiting for the opportune moment. Now's the time, and it still holds up. Like the movie. There's a reason it has the reputation that it does, and it's not for everyone. I'm gonna say that with a lot of my reviews. But if you saw the CGI movies, I call them that because the apes are not. There's no practical whatsoever in those, and those see this. This is the one that really counts. This is the one you need to see. Those are like a one watch probably for me, and I'll be like, they're not horrible, but they're not, they're not gonna win me over compared to this one. And there were some. The sequels were of mixed variety. Beneath, Conquest, Escape, and Battle. They all have their problems, but they're classic for a reason, and they're just better, in my opinion. And like I said, anything's better than the remake. Because I haven't seen it, but I will see it one day. But it's not going to top this one. This is a classic and a masterpiece of cinema in the sci-fi genre. Definitely, it has its issues. It's slow. The nudity is not needed, but other than that, it's really good, and I would recommend it. So, thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next review.